Hi, Germaine Williams-Beckles here, joining you here again today on the discussion, why am I losing my hair? Most of the time persons are losing their hair. There's always such a high level of confusion. A high level of confusion because most persons do not understand hair loss. So I serve women who are suffering with hair loss and scalp conditions. As women, we know how difficult it is when we have to go forward and not feel great about ourselves. And great about ourselves because whenever we look and just the idea that we are losing our hair, we know that something is definitely wrong. And I must tell you, in my studies, yes, that's what I found out. Something is definitely wrong when you're losing your hair. It does not necessarily mean that you are ill. But most times you are losing your hair, it's some form of internal disruption that is causing the hair loss. You can be suffering with hair loss if you use certain products that would damage the hair follicles. If you get a burn, you can suffer with hair loss. So the information is right now, it's so timely because everywhere you turn, the only thing you are hearing is hair loss, hair loss. And being in an industry where a lot of persons love to look beautiful, it's really devastating to see the emotional reaction to hair loss from most women. So I'm here today to actually say that if you wish to work with me, you can just hop over to GermaineWilliams-Beckles.com. You can see what I do, and the people that I support. We have really good results. Really good results in slowing down your hair loss. So if you wish to work with me, I work with the persons and support them who are suffering with hair loss, as well as the persons who are providers for persons who are suffering with hair loss. I would like to discuss a little more about genetics on this discussion here today. Genetic alopecia, it means that you must have a predisposition. You must inherit the genes to suffer with genetic alopecia. You can inherit that gene from either side of your family, whether it's on your mother's side or your father's side. What I say to persons, look at your parents. Look at your parents. If you look at your parents, you must see if somewhere in your future hair loss is evident or will be evident. So what you need to do then is in your younger years start preparing, just as you need to prepare yourself for your menopausal time or for when you get a little older. You would go to the medical practitioner and they will tell you you reach to this age that you need to start taking calcium for your bones. It's the same way you should treat with hair loss. If you know that you are predisposed to hair loss, then you should start seeking advice from a much earlier age. In that way, we can slow down that type of hair loss that you would be that would affect you. I would like to speak a little bit more on miniaturizing follicles. Yesterday I was discussing that your follicle for most persons hold 2 to 3 strands of hair. So the miniaturizing is when the hair gets fine and fine until eventually it disappears completely. What you may see is when by the time you notice your hair loss, you may just see those fine hairs coming up. You may just see somehow your scalp, your senior scalp now, it's looking a little more transparent. You can see through. most of the time that hair is what we call vellus hair. The human body carries 3 types of hair. Languigo hair, which is the hair that you're born with, like as a baby. And as you grow older, you have vellus hair and terminal hair. Terminal hair is the permanent hair that you carry for most of your life, that goes through the hair growth cycle. Once that hair growth cycle it goes through anagen, catagen, and telogen stages. This anagen stage is the growth stage, that is about 6 years, 6 to 7 years. More and more scientists will say that just now you may hear 7.5 years, because before you would have heard it was 6 years. Now you hear 6 to 7 years. So there's a little, change right there. So the importance, why I'm saying this is because the importance for you to have the information and go out and understand the new information that is there. Most times when persons had hair loss, which when I was a child, let me put it that way, when they suffered hair loss, most men would just shave their heads or wear a hat. Today, however, more people are living longer. We want to take better care of ourselves. So having this information, the vital information on how to do so, is what we really need to be provided with. So we are looking at genetic hair loss. Once you're suffering with genetic hair loss, I see persons 18 years, 19 years now that their genetics hair loss has already kicked in, because of the stress and because of their bodies are no longer as, or sometimes as strong as the older people were at that age. And today people have so much more responsibilities, so their genetic hair loss kick in so much earlier. If you understand that you have a predisposition to this genetic hair loss and you start treating it, it means that, one, your hair will not go thin as much, and you would not need to do, like some persons ask me, Dr. Beckles, should I do a hair transplant? That is a good option if that's what you're looking for. If you wish to leave the hair, not treat it till it's at that stage that you need to do a transplant. What you must remember though, that DHT inhibitors are there to provide assistance to you. DHT, dihydrotestosterone. That's what an enzyme called alpha reductase mixed with testosterone, which is male androgens, that's what the final product that it would synthesize is called dihydrotestosterone. So the fight is really against that male androgen. Female pattern hair loss sometimes can be seen and mistaken for cicatricial alopecia, which I will go through and discuss with you at a later date. But sometimes you can see, because it's the crown area of most women scalp, is where you would see the thinning to the crown area, to the front. You would see the part just start to separate. Once that part starts to separate, as a trichologist, a lot of times we determine what type of hair loss you're suffering with by doing a microscopic examination. So we can determine, because it's so very important, for if you are suffering with an autoimmune type hair loss, that you are treated for an autoimmune type hair loss. If you are suffering with androgenetic alopecia, which is hereditary form of alopecia, you are treated for that particular type of alopecia. Treatment according to the type of hair loss is the only way that the results will be successful. So that is so important for you to know. When I see men, I look at them and some of them don't even want to be bothered. They don't even consider the hair loss. I have been finding though that the more mature men are coming into me seeking advice because they want to grow back their hair. As I said, most people today's society, people are living to a much older age. You know, they're living to a much older age. So persons want to maintain the way that they look. But taking into consideration that when you are 18 years, yes indeed, yes. So, but taking into consideration when you are 18 years, I did a television program, and the announcer said to me, he was providing, all the questions, and he said to me, "Isn't hair loss trivial?" I said to him, "What do you think about persons who are suffering with hair loss from the age of 18 years? How could that be trivial? Your hair is considered as a barometer for your body. Do you know that if you are suffering with hair loss, it means that there is a disruption in the internal environment? It's just a warning sign. Simply saying to you, go check, there's something happening here. Something is happening. You need to go out and understand a little more about what is happening. For those who just came in, my name is Germaine Williams-Beckles. I support women who are suffering hair and scalp disorders. If you wish to understand more about hair and scalp disorders, or you want to work with me, you can go to GermaineWilliamsBeckles.com and you can see what we offer, what I do. I have been having some good success rate with assisting persons to slow down their hair loss, as well as being able to repair some people as far as their follicles and so, with using new types of therapies that is available in clinics. It's in-clinic therapies, but persons who work with me, who we do virtual consultations and so, and people who work with me, sometimes I may be able to also refer you to a trichologist in your area where you can go in and get certain types of treatments done. So once we could identify what type of hair loss, then we can make recommendations. The most common type of hair loss that is seen is androgenetic alopecia. Most men, androgenetic alopecia. 70% of women, androgenetic alopecia. The issue though, you can suffer with more than one type of hair loss on your scalp at the same time. Yes, can you look at someone's hair and you can look not just at their hair to know if they are suffering with a disease, but you can look at their scalp. There are telltale signs. Have you ever wondered when you go to some medical practitioners, they will tell you, stick your tongue out, let me see your eyes, and they will pull down your eyes? Because they are looking for telltale signs to see what may be causing part of your issue. Yes, you're most welcome. You're most welcome, Dr. Lee. You're most welcome. You know, there are telltale signs. I can look at someone's scalp and I may not scare you, but in my consultation, I would say to you, do you have any connected tissue issues in your family? Why? You can actually identify on some person's scalp the early stages of lupus, and you can help them. You can also identify the early stages of psoriasis on someone's scalp, because you know that most people who have body psoriasis also have scalp psoriasis, and sometimes they may not even know that it is psoriasis that they are suffering from. And psoriasis also causes hair loss, but that's a different discussion, different day. So let's go back to androgenetic alopecia. So for those who just came in, my name is Dr. Germaine Williams-Beckles. I support women who are suffering from hair and scalp disorders, and also the persons who work with persons who are suffering with hair and scalp disorders, the people who treat these issues. I have been able to keep on the cutting edge of technology as far as scalp issues is concerned, and I really do love. You see, I'm smiling because this is my love. This is what I love to do. When I say I love to do, I love to see persons feeling good about themselves when in 5 weeks they may come back and say, oh, I'm seeing here, or they may even send you a selfie. You know how people take selfies today. They may send you a selfie stating and saying to you, this is as much, yes, passion. Yes, it's my passion. Yes. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. You know, this is my passion. This is my passion. I speak and I smile all the time because I'm happy. Sometime I went to one of the islands, to Guyana, to be exact, and I was working with a woman's group there, and I was asked to do this keynote speech, and I was speaking to some young business women, and I said to them, I said, your business should be the thing that you love. So what I'm saying to you is what I am doing for me, it's not a business. It's my passion. It's what God has blessed me to do. I have been able to pull together a lot of nutritional advice as well as topical therapies to assist persons with hair and scalp disorders. So that's why I said, if you're just joining me, you can always, after this broadcast, you can check my bio. You can go to GermaineWilliamsBeckles.com and see a little bit more about what I do. I support women who are suffering with hair and scalp disorders. When someone, after 5 weeks, as I was saying, when someone come in and after 5 weeks of treatment, and you are seeing, they see vellus hair, which is fine hair, back on a spot that was bald, that was clean. When they see results, I am result oriented. I love results. This is not a business for me, it's my love. Sharing information is my love. It makes me happy, to see the smile on women's faces when they know that my hair is actually growing back and I'm going somewhere and I'm speaking to somebody that is encouraging me and making me understand that I don't have to just wear a wig, or I don't have to wear this wig for the rest of my life. I could afford to try and grow back my hair, that at least I can wear my hair in one. I can maybe be able to put my hair up with a hair piece or something like that, but not only wear a wig because I am bald. I have people who come in and it's really sad to see. But again, as I said, I smile all the time, so I make it much easier on the client whenever I'm conducting a consultation. I do, as I said, I do virtual consultations. For anyone who wants to work with me, you can just hop on to GermaineWilliamsBeckles.com and you can set up a consultation there, because it's better to understand what type of hair loss you are suffering from than just going all over looking for advice with persons who may not have the experience to be able to identify what is causing your issue. We first need to diagnose, and then we make recommendations. When we make these recommendations, sometimes you may have to go into a nutritional plan to assist your body. Some students, when they come in to us, we conduct the consultation only to find out that they are studying so much that they may need to go on certain types of multivitamins and minerals to also assist them to assimilate whatever they are eating in their diets, whatever diet they are on, to help them better absorb and assimilate, also to support whatever they're doing. Because there are a lot of beauty professionals that I know also who they stay on the floor. They miss their lunch hour. And for many times, they also suffer with hair loss. They suffer with hair loss also. Yes? Noddy? Yes. They suffer with hair loss. So what I'm saying to you is identifying the hair loss, understanding that it's the male androgen, testosterone, that is actually causing, it's really the reason for your hair loss when you are suffering with androgenetic alopecia. For some women, when they're going through menopause, is when their hair loss, their genetic hair loss may step in. Yes, that's when their genetic hair loss may step in. But for some women who need to do surgeries, they may need to do different types of ovarian types surgeries. For those who have been through that type of surgery, you will suffer with hair loss because you are having a hormonal issue. Once you have that hormonal issue and that testosterone start becoming stronger than your estrogen level, it got higher than that, you will suffer with hair loss. Those are the little things that you need to know. The only thing, it's so very easy if you understand that, to support yourself. I am here always saying preventative methods. Preventative methods, I prefer that any day. Sometimes some persons would say, but you know, doing treatments are so very expensive. Which one would you prefer? How do I treat? Which type of hair loss? Which one? I spoke about 3. So tell me which one. Oh, after surgery. All right. If you had surgery, 3 days after surgery, you need to replenish your body. That's one. When I say replenish your body, you must supplement. You must. As soon as you are able to move around, then you seek advice and you start doing different types of treatments. There are external treatments that we offer, and there are internal treatments that we offer. We provide you, once you have a clean bill of health from your doctor, we work with you. Why I said once you have a clean bill of health, for most persons who have had surgery, they may need to be on certain types of drugs after that surgery. So that's why I said we would support your system with nutrition. So androgenetic alopecia is easy for us to slow it down. If you are suffering only with androgenetic alopecia, which is the most common form of hair loss, it is so very easy for us to slow that type of alopecia down. So remember that on this broadcast today. Have I supported you? Did I assist you in any way? Did I assist you in any way as far as understanding the hereditary factor in hair loss? Yes? Great information. Thank you. Yes. I'm happy. That's why I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve and support you to better understand, and for the persons who are working with persons suffering with hair loss, you can always, if you decide that you want to work with me, you can go ahead to GermaineWilliams-Beckles.com. I will be providing you with a lot of information on how you can work with me. I am going to sign off now, but I want to thank all of you all for coming. Thank you very much for coming and showing interest in yourself into better understanding what is hair loss. Most persons go around hair loss, hair loss, hair loss. That's what I keep saying. I hear that being touted frequently. Hair loss. I'm suffering with hair loss. Why are you suffering with hair loss? That's the question. And that's the question that I'm here to provide some answers for. As I said, my name is Germaine Williams-Beckles. I'm going to sign off now. Is there anyone else that wish to ask any questions on this broadcast today? Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Seattle. Dr. Lee, thank you very much. So, bye for now.